I'm Helium, and with me is Chicago Ted.
What a game one. I mean, for most of the game, it felt like it was coming down to the wire, and then a couple of team fights, and, well, it just kind of snowballed from there. Ember Spirit showing why a Divine Rapier and a couple of Battle Furies make the hero. So, I mean, same could be said with a lot of heroes, but overall, just a fun game, a very intense game for the most part, and both teams showing signs of life. I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes the other way.
Yeah, definitely. Xeno, they came to play. Avanti, of course, no stranger to competitive Dota. I'm not exactly sure as some of his other teammates, but I did recognize Dolphin on the Xeno roster when I checked over on CEVO.com. Also previously playing for Avanti's Angels and Avanti's Angles. But of course that team did split. It turned into Xeno, and if I can remember the other one on the fly... Bag of chips and pepperoni with Shredder and a couple other of their members. And then, of course, Earthspirit, a mixture of typical mistakes slash Shadow Fiend eats cake, and then later on Nom also playing up in the MLG. Of course, captain here by Goody. He's going to be taking out the Invoker, and they're going to take out the Ember Spirit that they did play so well last game. Xeno. You can go over their bans if you'd like.
Yep, they get rid of the Timber Saw, as likely, but they also get rid of the Storm Spirit, so there's a Storm Respect ban, and no Earthspirit getting rid of the Ember, as you noted. So both of the spirits that were so dominant in last game are now gone. So what do you think Relic's going to go for this game?
I'm not sure. He's a talented mid player. Maybe he wants to play Puck or Queen of Pain. Maybe he wants to play his good old Shadow Fiend. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But what we do see currently, we see an Ancient Apparition picked up first, which isn't a big surprise. A lot of teams playing it recently. The Chilling Touch, oh so good. And with the healing and the pushing strats, very popular right now. Ice Blast, of course, very powerful. And they go with the Rat, Nature's Prophet.
Or Earthspirit could go very greedy and pick up the Zeus right now. I mean, they've got very global right now.
The global strat.
Yeah, the Nature's Prophet with the ultimate, the Ancient Apparitions, Ice Blast. I mean, that's a huge amount of damage on its own. You factor in the potential for a Thunder God's Wrath, then things get a little dicey for
Yeah, I'm down. You sold me on it. Let's see if they go for it here. As Visage and Gyrocopter are their two picks, so that's some pretty strong burst damage, or even just magic burst damage in the lane with the Rocket Barrage and, of course, the Soul Assumption. So we'll see what they can get done with those.
Yeah, definitely. Gyrocopter, Visage, I like this combo a lot. I run it a lot. I see it a lot. The slow's great with the Rocket Barrage, and then you factor in the amount of damage Rocket Barrage does into the Soul Assumption, as you said. It's an amazing laning combo, and it should, if done correctly, win the lane almost every time, unless you're against a really slippery offlaner, like maybe a Bounty Hunter and you don't have a vision for him, or any real mobile offlaning hero, and then you start to really worry about its effectiveness. But throughout the game, it's still a strong combo, even without that early game prowess. And overall, they've got a great two heroes. I really worry, though, for their well-being when and if we see this global strat come out, because both heroes, I mean, Visage, a slight exception, but both heroes not typically known for their ability to take a lot of damage.
No, especially not. Maybe Visage a little bit with Gravekeeper's Cloak, but of course that's been nerfed a couple times now. But looking at the bans, we see a Nyx Assassin taken out, which is a support I maybe would have expected for no Earthspirit because of that Vendetta. You can just scout for the Ancient Apparition. It's very powerful. They take out the not the Earthspirit, excuse me. That's taken out by default. They take out the Earthshaker, and then on the side of Xeno, they're going to take out the Shadow Demon, which is a hero coming back, pretty popular these days. Would synergize well with Ancient Apparition. They also take out the Life Stealer.
Yeah, definitely. And Earthshaker, I'm kind of interested with this ban, because typically you get rid of Earthshaker for a specific reason. Now, Nature's Prophet is a decent enough reason on his own, but I am kind of interested in what Earthspirit, no Earthspirit want to go for now. I mean, of course, Earthshaker, you see him in a lot of lineups, but he's not a hero that you typically ban out because he's useful in the enemy lineup. It's typically because you don't want to have to deal with him. So I'm interested. They've piqued my interest with that ban. I'm really willing to see what they go ahead and follow up in terms of picks.
Yeah, maybe they're banking on two more melee heroes for their last, or they're just worried about Earthshaker. But yeah, he's not someone you normally ban out, but he's by no means a bad hero. He would
No.
likely receive bans maybe in a best-of-3 series where someone played him to great effect, in the previous game, but that's not the case here either. As some more picks come out, we see the Bat Rider being picked up here by Xeno. Whether it'll be mid, off lane, or solo safe lane, that's yet to be discovered. But right now, it's looking like it could be solo safe with an aggressive lane with Visage Gyro and Vengeful Spirit picked up there.
So my Zeus prediction, unfortunately, will probably not happen. I don't see a lot of room left for Zeus in this lineup, but still a lot of global potential. Well, then you'd have to run either the Doom or the Vengeful Spirit as carry, and I don't really see that being too much of an option. I mean, Vengeful Spirit and Ancient Apparition go well together. It could be that they want to decide to run a Luna carry, which, I mean, we haven't seen in a very long time, but scales really well with those two heroes. When you factor in the Chilling Touch, the Vengeful Aura, there's, she gets banned out. Okay, good. So I guess I was right, sort of, with that prediction. But Bane gets picked up. Interesting. It sets up the Gyrocopter's Rocket Barrage very well. So there's your tri-lane, Visage, Bane, and Gyrocopter. Batrider mid, Xeno. They need to. Or Batrider could even offlane, but I expect him. Actually, you know what? He might be offlane. I've seen him a lot recently being played in the offlane by multiple teams. With Na'Vi, Alliance both opting for him in the offlane. So I'm interested to see if they still decide to grab a real playmaking mid right now. I'm not saying Batrider isn't, but aside from that, no Earthspirit. Their last pickup. They've gotten the Luna gone. They're going to go with the Morphling.
Radiant team, pick.
I'm so disappointed.
The Zeus wasn't going to happen.
I really wanted to see Relic on Shadow Fiend. They actually banned it out themselves. But yeah, Morphling is good. He's still one of the hardest late game carries. They gave back his ability to auto attack and, of course, use items in his waveform. Still a very, very hard hero to gank. He can get his... If he sees Batrider jump him, or even Bane trying to throw down the Fiend's Grip, he can start morphing over. And that's going to be pretty strong. Great split push hero too, I suppose, with the replicates.
Well, I mean, they ran the Ember Spirit last game, which is a carry with a great escape and great damage potential. Morphling is pretty much the same thing. Great escape and great damage potential. But unfortunately, Morphling, probably not as good in the late game. Doesn't have those abilities that allows him to shift off the damage on multiple heroes, but his ability comes from his his strength comes from his ability to not die. So that's what Morphling's got going for him. I'll be interested to see how they're going to lane this. Morph is going to be very strong if he gets a start in about 15 to 20 to 30 minutes in, but then kind of falls off a little bit. Whereas Xenodokia with the Gyrocopter, I mean, he does have the ability to split out the damage, is strong throughout most of the game. So I'm interested to see the battle of the carries right now.
10 seconds
remaining. Alright, we'll see what the last pick is going to be here. They've got both their support, so it's going to be either another mid or an offlaner. And it's actually going to be Centaur War Runner, so that's a fairly exciting pick. A nice ultimate there. Even easier initiation for Batrider, or an escape if things happen to go wrong. And that's going to finish out the banning phase, so...
I am not sure about this pick up.
How can you not be sure about a Centaur? It's the most manly pick.
I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of, aside from having his ultimate, he's got mobility problems. His stun isn't going to be effective at locking down a Morphling if the Morphling plays it smart. A Doom will pretty much reduce his effectiveness to 0. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's strong for the bat initiation, but overall, I mean, Centaur isn't really picked up often for a couple of reasons, and unless he gets a blink, he's not going to be the most mobile hero. His stuns are probably not going to be happening all too often.
Well, it should be a farming role here, so...
Is it going to be a farming Centaur?
Well, I mean, he played the Nature's Prophet last game, which was solo safe, so we'll see where they want to put him. It looks like he is at least a 2 or 3 role for the team, so he should be getting some farm. I mean, they have the Bane, the Visage. He's definitely the 3rd role here.
I don't know if he's going to be able to farm in the offlane, though. I mean, Vengeful Spirit, Ancient Apparition, very strong heroes when playing in defensively, and when you try to pit a Centaur against that, he's going to take a lot of damage. I mean, Venge and Ancient Apparition don't entirely need to like auto attack harass, which is what Centaur deals with best. All they got to do is hit him with a magic missile, then with the Colfie, and boom, there's a ton of magic damage he already has to deal with right there. Probably gonna force him off the lane for a good amount of time.
Okay, Relic. Now that
Oh
we
my
know
God.
that, we can get this game going here.
NA Dota, man. NA Dota.
But, I mean, we see Bane going top, so it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane that's not too out of the ordinary based on their picks right now. You
Alright.
talked about how the setup, as well as the Grave Chill and the Rocket Barrage are going to be great for killing anybody. And, of course, you don't want Morphling to get a lot of farm. If he gets a Lincoln's up, then your Lasso is essentially useless. He's going to be very strong. He just needs stats. And that's going to leave a Centaur right now to be going up against a Nature's Prophet. So if he starts scaling up Return, Nature's Prophet can't really harass him. And Centaur does have a lot of damage, should be able to get some kills. And he's definitely going to be getting some farm. So
I worry about Xeno's tri-lane, though. They've got a great tri-lane for locking down one hero with the Nightmare Initiation, then the Grave Chill and Rocket Barrage. But when you factor in 2 other heroes to support, I mean, you can remove the Nightmare from the priority target. Grave Chill, still strong, but the Rocket Barrage is going to be split up between 3 heroes, so it's not going to be as effective. I'm kind of curious to see how the effectiveness of this tri-lane is going to play out now that they're not against a solo laner and instead going to be playing versus arguably a very, very strong magic damage stunner tri-lane.
yeah, I would definitely agree with all of that. And they're also going to be pretty hard pressed to even get a kill on this Morphling, as his escape is going to be very nice. If anyone's going to be the target, it's actually going to be Ancient Apparition in the mid lane. It's not something I'm entirely fond of. He does okay. He's not the best, and he's definitely not going to be the best going up against a Bat Rider. So he's going to have to be very, very careful. And I think they're expecting him to lose this lane, but just getting a quick level 6 is really going to help out with their ganking potential.
I think it's going to be Doom going to rotate to the mid lane. He's going to rotate top. He's just here to grab some early XP. I really don't think that we're...
that's definitely what's going on here.
I don't think we're going to have Doom staying in the jungle. It's just not efficient for him. He was
Yeah,
hoping
he's got
for
a magic stick, so he'll be heading to the mid lane for sure.
He was hoping for that Satyr Tormentor, but unfortunately the regen isn't meant for everyone, as he's going to just rely on the Scorched Earth for his regen. He's going to clean up that creep, and that's going to be his rotation towards the mid lane. Ancient Apparition, I don't think he's going to stay here. I'm pretty sure he's going to go ahead and rotate up top, as he doesn't have the magic stick, so he's not going to be able to deal with those napalm stacks as often. Relic, he's now made his way in, and there we go. Bye-bye AA as he's on his way top.
Does he even hit level 2? Not quite. He's actually
No.
on par with the Vengeful Spirit up in the top lane, so, you know, really no harm, no foul, except that Morphling's farm was suffering there. Even with the Ancient Apparition, I'm not sure Morphling could have got a whole lot, so...
Well, I mean, if
it's
Ancient
fine.
Apparition had been top, both Venge and Ancient Apparition's farm would probably be half of what it is. In fact, it would be half of what it is. So, again, not a huge difference. They're going to hit level 2 just a tiny bit earlier, but they're mostly there for defensive purposes. I don't see this either tri-lane really making kills happen more, keeping their carry alive. But the main points that I want to look at, though, are this mid lane and this off lane here, as Catherine is already getting behind Relic. Oh, man, if those napalm stacks had stayed on Relic, Relic would be in a lot of trouble. Now Relic's in a lot of trouble. Can't entirely run away. He does have the stomp, but no, the tower coming in. Relic knows what he can do and baits in Catherine to a very bad situation. Catherine goes into that with very little HP, had 2 bottle charges to use and ends up not using them. Top lane, we see a lot of heroes clumped together, but I guess it's just a trick of the eyes as nothing's really happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, Catherine last game on the Puck, we can see that he can stand up to Relic in the Puck versus Storm matchup. Slightly favored toward Puck, but a quality player is what I'm getting at. But Relic, just catching him off guard with the War Stomp. I mean, it's one of those abilities you never really expect to come out of Doom, and suddenly taking tower hits as well, which is really what did him in.
Yeah, he just... Oh, Courier's going to go down somewhere. Do you have the Courier? Do you have... Oh, it's going to be... oh, man. Last hit magic. Making the plays on the Nature's Prophet. But, I mean, I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I cannot remember what... oh, yeah, it was... Catherine decided to go into that. I mean, Relic played that smart where he knew he was able to be aggressive when Catherine was low on HP. Because then if Catherine dived, he knew exactly what he could do when he executed perfectly. But if Catherine had full HP, I have no doubts that Relic would have fallen there, and Catherine probably would have gotten out alive.
Yes, the courier does go down oddly at the top.
Up,
I'm not
another
sure what was going
initiation
on there.
on mid. Catherine, this time playing a little safe, but now he's going to go straight in. Do we get the Centaur stop? There's great movement speed coming out from the Scorched Earth relative to what he would have ordinarily with 7 stacks of Napalm. 8 now, and the wand gets used up, but as the Firefly falls, Relic is going to be safe. Relic is almost entirely darkened out. His hero model is almost completely black right now. That was hilarious. 8 stacks of Napalm.
And up top lane, we've got Fan of Sohyun, aka Goody, in a bit of trouble. Actually, he's going to buy enough time for Stray Cat to get involved. Finif on the Morphling, going to waveform away. Max distance is actually going to be Clicks that goes down. So Ban Earth out 2 kills early once again in game number 2. Kicks trying to get the suicide. I think he's going to go down as well. They toggle it off immediately. So picking up another one there. That one goes the way of Nature's Prophet. He TPs up from the bottom lane. It does open up time for Tempting Time to farm towards that Blink Dagger. He's already picked up the Tranquil Boots for some lane sustain, and he's actually doing all right, but...
Yeah, but his off lane is just fed 3 kills, and that's never a good. Actually, no, his off lane didn't feed 3 kills. Bat Rider was one of them, so 2 kills, but that's never good to give up this lane and give up so many kills like that. And they just got so aggressive right now, and as I mentioned, they're just not able to kill fast enough. We saw the Soul Assumption flew out, but Morphling, great timing by Stray Cat, was able to dodge it out. Didn't end up dying from it. Probably wouldn't have died either way, as he did seem to have a pretty good chunk of HP. Would have gotten away, even if the Morphling, the waveform hadn't disjointed. But, I mean, still taking every bit of extra HP he can get, and all of a sudden, this lane seeming a little weak on the side of Xeno.
Yeah, I don't think it ever really looked that strong to begin with. Like, they had a nice little idea, but there's really not a lot of kill potential here. As in mid lane, the first lasso of the game right into the stomp. Relic will be going down here. He's got 6 charges. There's no way for him to get away. And that's going to be Catherine on the Bat Rider picking up a kill now, going 1-1. Has 1,400 gold, can maybe get boots as we look up top. Can they get the Nightmare off onto Knave? They will not be able to do so. So, 1 kill, the first kill of the game going to Xeno, and it's going to be Catherine on the Bat Rider who gets it.
Maybe the first kill of the game. Oh, for Xeno. Okay. I gotcha.
Yes.
I just realized it just clicked in my head. But yeah, great rotation in from Centaur. If Bat had tried to do that on his own, there was a Doom up on Relic. So actually, Bat is very lucky that Relic had so little turn speed, or that Doom would have screwed over that attempt. So great use of the sticky napalm, reducing the turn rate, and overall a good pickoff. But Fantasyon might be in trouble. Nope, it's going to be Catherine running back to the tower.
I like that. He was trying to maybe get the courier. I'm not sure he even saw it, but smoked up there, trying to position right in front of the tower. So when Bat Rider returned, but of course, getting close to the tower as well as Bat Rider himself knocks off the smoke. Goody trying to de-ward as best as he can so that he can run this gank, try to get Relic back on top of the mid lane there. As he sits at 29 CS to Bat Rider's 40, so Bat Rider winning this lane as expected, but when you've got Devour, and we look at the net worth, it's actually Doom who is ahead, so 3,200 there. Winning the lane in CS as expected, I should rephrase.
Yeah, but I mean, 7 minutes, still very early.
Mid lane. The ultimate goes off. The Stampede there by the Centaur War Runner. Relic now in some trouble. Has only 3 stacks this time, but there is a double damage. They're actually turning this gank around entirely. That's going to be the Centaur dropping. That's a kill for Relic. Now the Magic Missile over to the Doomed Bat Rider. He's going to go down as well. Ancient Apparition picks up that kill. So suddenly it's 5-1 here for Ban Earth. The good news for Xeno is Stray Cat Finith getting no CS up here in the top lane.
So they say that Insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. Well, we can tell Xeno probably isn't insane because they did the same gank, expected the same result. Unfortunately, it was a different result. So they ended up dropping 2 kills there, and making it 5-1 at 8 minutes is not a position you want to be in, especially when you're down a game.
Yeah, I mean, they're not starting the early stage of this game with a lot of momentum in their favor. They've got an interesting lineup. I mean, I was happy to see the Centaur because he's awesome and he spells man Dota. But yeah, I mean, it's not really working out all that much for them. Doom doing very well in the mid lane, and I like the build he's going for, just going for that quick mech, probably a Vlad's or an AC after that, just running those aura strats, because why not? He already can bring one around with him. He's still sticking with the swiftness aura and the stomp.
So Centaur, he will probably have his blink fairly soon, about 500, 600 gold away from that. So not terrible, but I mean, a Centaur to be effective at this, at being behind, playing from behind, needs to be so much farther ahead. And I mean, I guess it's kind of counterintuitive to say a Centaur should be ahead when he's playing from behind, but he's got to have a certain level of advantage or he's not going to be as effective as you want him to be. And to be effective in this game, he's got to have the blink up and online. He's got to have maybe a pipe or something to give him a little extra tank, and he's got to have a lot of strength. And he's got pretty much none of those.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 9 minutes would be when you want that blink dagger up, but he's going to have it, and I think that's going to be a window for them to really start to get some pickoffs. If they don't get some pickoffs, then Ban Earth has got to be feeling very well, or very good about this game. Here comes the first Ice Blast. It's going to land on Clicks, and he's dead no matter what right here. One more attack. Yeah, he dies to the Nature's Prophet. They're going to also sprout up Avanti, and he goes down 7-1. Kicks able to go ahead and TP out, but this is also going to be the death of the top tier 1 towers. There's the blink daggers, so
not
Centaur.
Terribly far behind on the Centaur, but still. I mean, Blink Dagger is out at 10 minutes when your team is down 6 kills. Will it be enough to bring him back? I mean, he's going to teleport to the top lane. He is most certainly going to try. If they can make this gank work, I've got faith in this. But if it doesn't, then I don't feel like Xeno have way too many options in this game.
Yeah, we can see, like, they want to fight, but Ice Blast is only a 40-second cooldown, so it's already back online, and it's going to be very devastating for them right now. A Gyrocopter is still very, very squishy at the moment. Bane as well. I mean, everyone, like, 600 HP at the moment. Bat, I think. Centaur is obviously going to be the tankiest. As in the mid lane, we actually see Bat having a go on Relic, but nothing going to come of that. They don't want to use the Stampede just to try to do that, as it hasn't worked the last time.
Yeah, I mean, again, they probably don't want to do that again, as the last time they had the rotations there. Doom was a lot stronger. He could tank up a lot more. He's got the Doom online. He's got the mech online. And he's got a haste rune, so, I mean, well, it's going to wear off soon, but this Doom is looking pretty scary for a Doom, or as a Doom should be at 11 minutes, but overall, you're just not going to be able to kill him. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet picking up the Midas, 11 minutes, not great timing, but not terrible timing. In fact, probably just around average. And overall, I mean, he's way ahead, doesn't have to worry about, isn't pressured to push right now. The team isn't pressured to do anything, actually, and it's feeling a little bit one-sided right now.
Yeah, the pick of the phase Midas at 11 minutes. I think anywhere in between 10 and 15 minutes is acceptable for that on Nature's Prophet, so he's doing well. Up top, we did see a smoke up here by these guys, but they're going to get scouted out by Nature's Prophet's Treant, so that's going to keep Morphling safe up there in the top lane. He's at 1,200 gold right now, still pretty far down there on the net worth, but, you know, that doesn't really matter as long as they keep making space for him.
Oh, man, the chat, the common characteristic of any game played in Northern America, and now Fantasy gonna scout out Avanti. Is there a swap? Does not quite have the range. I'm taking a look at the range marker right now. Was barely out of it at one point, but Catherine was not able to find the last one. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's actually going to be a Stampede going straight on in. They do not have the stomp. They do have the double edge if they can find him. He's going to go for it. The damage comes out. NMJ getting blown up, but not after tempting time. Ends up getting trapped. Do they have an Ice Vortex on the way, or sorry, an Ice Blast on the way? I don't see Ancient Apparition ready to throw in. In fact, Ancient Apparition was dead. What am I talking about?
Yeah, he actually died there down in the bottom lane.
Yeah,
so.
I should have put two together. I watched him die. I casted him die, and I still was expecting the Ice Blast. I need coffee. I need something.
Well, at least that shows you ready to play against Ancient Apparition. Always expecting the Ice Blast, not going to get caught off guard by it. We'll go with that.
I'd like to think that, yes. Let's go with that.
Relic, he's actually finished up his mechanism right now on the Doom. We've got a Blink Dagger on the Batrider, Blink Dagger on the Centaur War Runner, but really no pickoffs to speak of, as it is 7-2 the other way around. Some decent items. We've got Knave with the point booster on the Ancient Apparition. As the mid lane big fight, Kix might be the first one to go down here. Maybe it's going to be Relic. Ice Blast coming in, Relic mechs up, but he's still going to go ahead and drop. It's a double kill for the Batrider, so speaking of pickoffs, they finally get one, and Kix, will he go down? He will just survive that.
What? The last tick of health brought him under 10%.
Maybe it doesn't work if it... You might still have to have the debuff applied to you, so if it runs out and you get under 10, maybe it's enough. But up top lane, we've got the Gyrocopter going against Stray Cat. Finnith there on the Morphling, as I keep calling him Stray Cat because that's what I read first, is going to get the pick off there with the help of Last Hit Magic, so they kill the enemy carry. Very nicely done. It's still 8-4, so Ban Earth sitting pretty this game, but, you know, Catherine getting those pickoffs could be the sign of change.
You keep mentioning all these names. I'm not in the loop, so I don't know all these guys' names. I just call them how I see them. So I know Stray Cat, but I have no idea what the other name is. So
Finnith is the name he normally goes by.
In fact, Finnith might actually go down the bottom lane. The Sprout, well, doesn't even need to fly. They just swap him right back down to the low ground. And Last Hit Magic is going to go ahead and grab a dominating spree. And 404 kill KDA not found on him, as he's sitting on quite a bit of gold.
Yes, we're referencing HTTP responses now, and I'm slightly confused, but the mid-tier 1 tower is going to be taking a fall there. And up top lane, they're going to get the deny. Actually, Finnith with the last hit, so they don't get a deny. They're going to lose a couple lives, or actually just losing Catherine on the Batrider, I believe, and the mid and the top tower both fall in favor of Ban Earth. So they're doing very well. Looking at the gold graph, they're already 5,000 ahead there, 3,000 XP, and climbing back to... They were already at 4,000 advantage at one point during this game.
Ice Blast completely whiffed in the top lane, making Doom's advances kind of pointless. But you're referencing, you're kind of confused about that joke, the 404. He has 4
I get
kills,
it.
Yeah, you got it now?
Yeah.
Good. I just need to make sure you got it, like, to solidify the fact that I can be funny, right? Right? No? Okay. But, yeah, overall, some Relic looking for the fights around the map, looking to try to make things happen, and wasn't able to do it then, but I have no doubts that he's going to be able to do stuff later on, and actually it's going to be Batrider finding the kills instead on the Ancient Apparition, who with the ultimate, so that's kind of his paying for his sins there.
I mean, not even. It's fine to miss an Ice Blast. It's only a 40-second cooldown. Like, you can practically spam it. The hero has a large mana pool, so it's okay.
No. If you miss an Ice Blast, you are automatically the worst player ever, and you deserve to be reported.
Alright. Well, I mean, as long as you apply the debuff, does that count as hitting an Ice Blast, or do you actually have to land the burst damage on somebody?
No, you not only have to land the burst damage on someone, but they have to die, or else you're bad at the game.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's a global ultimate. You're not there. You kind of have to have your teammates to back you up. I don't know.
You should have had a TP. Boost to travel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Your support. Buy TPs. Buy wards. I don't know.
He got hit by an Ice Blast and then started using all of his mana on these treants. I'm not sure what that's about. He will respawn as familiars, interestingly enough, but it's going to be Last Hit Magic as well as Finnith that continued to try to push into this bottom tower. The last tier 1 remaining here for Xeno, and it's not very, very healthy, only 240 HP. And the birds are just going to be fed immediately by the Visage. I don't know what's going on here.
I think he threw them in and expected to QQ them, but...
Is this real? I don't know what Avanti's doing right now, as we've got this Morphling. Finnith is actually going to be taken down. Ice Blast will land. It's going to hit one, apply the debuff on a few others, and I think that's going to be that for the team fight. But, I mean, they get the tower, they get the familiars. It's almost an even trade, to be honest.
So Ice Blast, very strong, but in some cases just doesn't seem to do anything. And that was one of those cases. I mean, Morphling died, Ice Blast came in, and, I mean, you kind of wonder, what can you really follow up with that? Morphling, he dies, getting very close to his, well, actually, I say very close, not really close. It's about 2k away from his Lincoln Sphere, so a little behind on that. Probably will have it up at around 24 minutes if all goes well. But meanwhile, Relic and Last Hit Magic are going to go ahead and push the top lane, try to make those timings come faster, get that tower gold under their belt. Meanwhile, Dire's not missing any towers, so they pretty much have some pretty good map control.
Yeah, that definitely explains their almost 9,000 gold advantage right now. XP, though, right at even after a couple fights. I mean, at one point in this game it was 7-1. Now it's 9-6. So Xeno making strides in that category of the kills. And as a result, it's even for experience. But we've got some big items. So we go Mechanism straight into a Shiva's Guard here for Relic. He's doing very, very well, sitting on top of the net worth at 9.7k. 8,000 for the Nature's Prophet last hit magic. 6.4 for Finnith on the Morphling, so he's also doing well. He's getting close to his Lincolns after going Treads and Aquila. So that's going to be a pretty nice item for them to have. Less initiation choices for the Batrider.
So we got a discussion going on, and it's over Centaur's skill build, and it looks like, I mean, I don't know how long it's been going on. He's got all of his skills maxed right now, but there was talk about not maxing your double edge before anything else. What do you think about that?
Well, what did he do here? Do we know?
I think he maxed out double edge first. I can't be sure.
I mean, I think that's okay. It's your bulk of your damage when you're initiating. It's just he didn't get his Blink Dagger. Maybe one more point in return. He could have laned a little better against the Nature's Prophet, but I don't know.
Do you think
I mean,
a 2.75 stun is a lot better than having that extra bit of damage? I mean, I don't know. I think that Stomp is a really nice skill to have.
If anything, it's the damage on Hoof Stomp that gets better. I mean, only 0.75 seconds and 4 levels of an ability. That's not very good scaling when compared with, say, I don't know. I can't even think of another stun that scales incredibly well. What's Vengeful Spirits? We can look at that as an example. It's way worse. That's really bad.
Well, if you think of it this way, I mean, you're going against an enemy carry where every second counts. Every part of a second counts. Because if you run out of time, then he's just going to morph away. So you need every little bit of time you have before that Morphling is going to die. So I'd have to say that Stomp is really good. And now we're going to see its potential there. The 2.75 second stun, catching them both in the call down. They're going to go ahead and blow up the Vengeful Spirit immediately. Stray Cat will barely get away, but then they decide to opt to go for the Vengeful Spirit. Another Stomp, Relic taking a lot of damage, will go down. There is the double edge, the damage coming out. So best of both worlds, both the Stomp and the damage maxed out. A 2-for-0 exchange, and Gyrocopter, he's doomed up, but he's in the fountain. He should be fine. Batrider looking to try to make more happen, but Stray Cat and last hit just too tanky. The Familiar's coming in, catching when Morph is morphing into agility. So looking like they're doing more damage than they're actually doing, but I mean, Visage Familiars still do a substantial amount of damage with that bonus they get from being idle, so I don't know. Overall, 2-for-0 exchange. Morphling, what the? Okay.
What?
Whatever just happened there. He did the oh, what happened was he went in with his, what's it called? Oh my god.
Oh, his
waveform, and then he replicated out before he appeared in the other end.
Alright, we've got an Ice Blast being shot towards the mid lane right now, but it's actually going to be stopped because he gets lassoed up and he can't use it there in the top lane. So this is Knave in some trouble. Here is Last Hit Magic to help out. Of course, he can't Sprout right now. He will just run through it with his Firefly on the Batrider, and that's actually up to a killing spree again on the Batrider. He's doing quite well. He's 6-3-2, most kills in the game, so he's really stepped it up after getting the Blink Dagger, and we can see they get the Blink Dagger. Their form of initiation comes online, and suddenly the game's evened up here at 9-9.
Yeah, and that's we take a look at the Golden XP advantage, and it's on either side. I mean, right now Ban Earth have the more substantial lead in gold than Xeno does have with XP, but still a very even game right now. As you know, it's kind of been the trend for the night. Both teams seem to be very equally matched, and they're drafting fairly well, both equal opposite ends of the spectrum, where Ban Earth is going for multiple cores, having dominance. Xeno's going for overall team fights, so I don't know. I think it's going to come down again to a couple of great team fights to really mean the name of the game, but until then, it's going to be Ban Earth going ahead and forcing the issue and deciding they want to mass push down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, well, the Aegis has been picked up here. Roshan, of course, was taken down a couple minutes ago, so they've got the Aegis now on Finnith, so they can maybe force the issue a little bit more. But he's going to have to go back to farming, or at least start farming to get into some better items, get some more damage out, whether it be pure right-click or a shotgun build. Relic, still the most farmed on the map. He doesn't have much right-click either, and he's not using the Alpha Wolf build. And right now, with the Centaur Stampede and the Lasso, as well as the Call Down, they're just too scared to push into that at the moment.
Yeah, we saw what happened for them the last time. I mean, the 2-0 because of it. And Centaur, I mean, the blink is up. He is going for that pipe, which we noted, or he's got the Hood of Defiance. He might not go straight for the pipe right now, but he's got the Hood, so he's got a little bit of extra tanky. This is actually going to be Batrider. He's gone ahead and used Firefly. Is he going to look for the pick? I don't know. There's the stomp. There's the pick. Now the Fiend's Grip. The Ice Blast going to miss completely. The swap out of the Bane, but the Bane's going to die anyway. And now the Venge to follow another 2-0. Wait, no, but the Bane, what the... Oh, no, the Bane had the... Oh, man. I feel sheepish. The Bane had the ultimate down. Anyway, it's going to be NMJ. Yeah, NMJ. He's going to go down to the double edge in the back lines. I was a little caught up with what happened there. I thought the Bane was the guy getting hit by the Fiend's Grip. For some reason, I feel stupid.
Well, he actually Fiend's Gripped up Relic, and then Relic also got dragged, so they used quite a bit on him.
Yeah.
But it's not good at all for Ban Earth. They give up a lot there. They're going to start falling way behind in experience. Not so much in gold because they still hold on to a huge tower lead. The Lincolns comes out now for the Morphling, so he's the one that I think needs to be on the front lines a little more than Doom. Doom has these big items. He's got the auras. He needs to stay alive longer. As actually bottom lane, they will find a kill there on the Batrider. Finnith putting his replicate to use, and in the mid lane, Doom going to TP in, throws out the Shiva's Guard, kicks with the quick Nightmare, but it looks like the Call Down is going to go ahead and get Relic out of the Nightmare as he's going to throw the Doom onto the Centaur. He should be able to clean him up decently. As last hit of Magic will do just that. Last hit up the Bane, and ultimately he's going to go on a mega kill streak. They're going to pick off some of the familiars. Roshan, unfortunately for them, not spawning after taking a team fight right at the Roche pit. But that evens up the kills and should start to even out that experience graph a little bit more.
I actually think that one's going to start pushing the experience graph the other way. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, Doom, when he's alive and team fights go the right way for him, he's going to farm a lot more efficiently than if the enemy team happened the same thing. But I'm not going to brag a little bit, but I did predict the correct timing for the Lincoln Sphere coming out, 24 minutes. So kind of happy about that one. I don't know. I'll take what I can get. But
it's the small things.
It's the small things definitely that count. So yeah, evening up the kill score. We're going to take a look at the golden XP graph now after that fight. And just as I imagine, Ban Earth are going to get a good chunk from that. But hold on, as the fight's happening underneath Tier 2 Tower again, there is the Nightmare going down to Stray Cat. The Ice Blast did hit this time as Catherine on the back line is taking a lot of damage from Relic. He will end up getting the Dia buff removed from him as he goes on the high ground, evades Relic. Relic has a lot of HP right now, in fact, too much, but he's got 3 stacks of Napalm out on him. Catherine just continuing staying close to get the stacks up, and that's going to be enough as Relic will get cleaned up, but no. Last hit going to TP in Division the moment, wait, sorry, it's going to be Catherine TPing in Division the moment last hits. Nature's Wrath comes on and aptly gets the last hit for him. So a 3-for-2 trade coming out. Ban Earth taking the short end of that stick though.
Yeah, it could have been better, but I mean, Xeno was very, very good at keeping that Morphling locked down all the way to the last second. I mean, there wasn't even a millisecond where Morphling could have been spamming his ultimate to replicate out there because he did have a Doom illusion up really far away that he could have just jumped to, but didn't even get a chance. So well played by Xeno. Otherwise, it could have been a 2-for-2 trade, or if Morphling lives and came back, it could have been really bad for them, losing a team fight at their tower. But with that, they're able to hold on to all their Tier 2, as we see Bane Kicks actually going to go ahead and just deny this top Tier 2 right now.
Yeah, denial is pretty good right now. I mean, having the gold that the enemy gets, and I've completely misspoken so much recently about how much gold it is. So I'm just gonna say have, because I don't really trust myself right now after all that. But overall, I mean, it's a good little tidbit to take home with you, especially when you're behind on towers. But I mean, looking at it right now, they're only behind 2 at the moment, so not too terrible. Denying a little bit of gold is always good, but for the moment, it's just gonna stay pretty even right now. I mean, Xeno, it's the name of the game. Xeno has a gold advantage. Ban Earth, the XP advantage. My God. Other way around. Ban Earth has the gold advantage. Xeno has the XP advantage. And to be fair, both are equally important. So I would say that this game is more than even right now at 28 minutes. I can't put down a clear winner.
I mean, the later it goes, the better it gets for Ban Earth. They've got heroes that love gold. They've got a Midas on Nature's Prophet. He loves to play Rat Dota. Morphling, also one of the stronger Rat Dota heroes. There's a lot of pick-off to try to dissuade some of that split pushing, but I don't know if even that is going to be enough. Doom as well with Devour. He also loves gold. They have more towers, explaining their clear gold advantage right now. They're going to be really hard to push into with the Ice Blast. They're trying to use the Ice Blast offensively, but it's not really working out, and I would argue that it's a better defensive spell anyways. Or at least a more guaranteed defensive spell. As the Courier is going to fall down one more time. I saw some pings. We'll go ahead and find it here in a second. It dies down here near the high cliff, where Nature's Prophet, of course, must be the culprit.
Of course, Nature's Prophet being a nuisance there. It actually might get the birds as well. Nope, birds are going to scout out Roshan, and they should be able to get out of here alive if they go onto the high ground. With Morph coming in, though, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, they're going to die with a Morph coming in to get that extra little bit of damage. But Roshan has been seen by both teams. So with Ban Earth knowing that Xeno's on their way, they're going to back out of the pit for the time being, and they're going to play Classic Rat. They're going to send the Nature's Prophet up to the lane that's pushed in, and while Xeno is out and about doing shenanigans, trying to keep Roshan from happening, the Nature's Prophet or Last Hit will just go ahead and push. So it's kind of a catch-22 right now for Xeno, as they need to decide, do they want to contest Roche, or do they want to give up their top racks and possibly aim?
Yeah, we'll see. Looking at some item pickups, we saw Last Hit Magic pushing out the lane and then running quickly away, leaving his Necro units, because of course he does have a Necro 3. Blade Mail getting purchased up there on the Centaur, as finally they go back in for the Roshan, drawing out, pushing the waves and then drawing out the defense from Xeno. They go straight in with their dire advantage to take out the Roche, and this is going to be the second Roche of the game going towards Ban Earth. Let's see if they give it to Finnith again on the Morphling. They do. And I hear a magic missile, but I think it was just on an illusion, or maybe I'm not sure. Maybe a Bat Rider illusion.
Oh no, the Venge is gonna lose. I'm sorry, the Visage is gonna lose his other familiar there as Morphling. So much damage. And you're right, they're gonna get Alpha. Oh wait, one sec. Catherine on the high ground, he barely gets away. What happens there? The Ice Blast does fly. Clicks is gonna get doomed up, but he's still got the auto attack damage to swap out to stop the doom. And now Relic, he's going to town, dealing the damage. Centaur in the back lines, tempting time is tempting Fantasy on. Should die here. Relic can't save him there. Avanti got the movement speed, but he's going to get it level deathed up right there. It dies immediately. Clicks, going to miss the call down. Relic taking a lot of damage there. He's going to get chased down. Can they catch up to him? They will with the Rocket Barrage as well as the Blink in. The Crush, the Pound, whatever you want to call it. Centaur Stomp will pick up the kill there, dominating for tempting time. And overall, another just even fight. The buyback from Relic. He's going to TP straight on in. Cancels it immediately. No, he doesn't. Click's taking a lot of damage. The Morphling is there. Will pick up the kill. Xeno, will he fall there? They want to keep him alive, but it's going to be Kick, sorry, not Xeno. Stray Cat doesn't have another waveform for the time being. Last Hit Magic will go ahead and trap in tempting time. Pops the Blade Mail, but not doing enough. And now he actually goes for his Stampede, but will not be able to get away. And that's just Radiant Couriers respawning. So turning around a little bit, the buyback from Relic, it's actually not done. He wants the familiars, won't get them. So yeah, he buys back, secures another couple of kills, and overall, Ban Earth taking the kill advantage in that team fight. And that actually, for the first time in the game, it looks like they're going to have, or not the first time, but the first time in about 10 minutes, they're going to have the XP advantage too.
They talked about saving the pause, and it looks like this is what it was used for. I'm not even sure. I guess it had to be picking off the birds. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. One more attack.
Maybe.
Can't get it. The Howl of Terror to give that vision, but it's not going to happen. Morphling's just going to go ahead and TP away. And that's the power of Morphling. He's got this same thing with Earthspirit, pretty much. He can just go right back to base and come back into the lane because of this Vengeful Replicate. And yeah, the buyback definitely paid off. Really well done, and they're going to go ahead and take the XP advantage, as you mentioned, and they're going to get another tower. So they've got 5 of the outer towers right now. Only the mid-tier can remain after this one, because it will finally go down. Not going to be denied by anybody. The Morphling Replicate is going to go ahead and be nightmared up. They probably think it's real because, of course, it is a hard illusion, and they use a lot on it. I guess just so Morphling can't surprise them with any positioning.
Ice Blast will fly out, this time hitting 2. Not the most damaging Ice Blast. And does he have Aura Aghanim's? He does, so it does have 18 seconds of pain coming out. Is it 18? Is it 17?
17.
17, okay. So that was close, but that's still a lot more tick damage, but overall, I mean, if you don't have any follow-up, if there's not any real fight happening while that damage is ticking down, then it's kind of pointless. I mean,
unless it hits a support. I mean, it's still enough to like send a support back to base, especially this Bane.
Okay, but it does have a slow cooldown too as well. So I mean, throwing him out, I guess, isn't as bad as throwing out, say, any other spill. But they're gonna go ahead and push bottom tier 2. But meanwhile, Nature's Prophet is on the top tier 1, tier 3. So a big team fight actually happening. The Doom gets used up on clicks, BKBs, but not gonna help him out at all through that. But I mean, a not so good trade happening. Xeno losing 3 right now as Centaur trading time, tenting time going to fall. Ancient Apparition going to find Gyrocopter. A terrible trade for them as they lose 4 plus a buyback plus a Rax. So
yeah, it did not go very well for them in the long run.
They decided to push when they couldn't push, and you know, it looks like Ban Earth all of a sudden, well, they had a little bit of an XP now and experience, but on top of that, they're now taking the Rax advantage, and I don't want to call it right now, but that's a pretty discouraging blow to send to Xeno. And I wouldn't be surprised if that morale hit, if that tower hit, seals the game for Ban Earth.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of had to expect. It was a very close game all throughout, with, you know, slight leads either which way. And with a lineup like this that Ban Earth has to take it into the late game with the split push, I think we had to expect it to just kind of flip over eventually. The last couple fights have been close because they were more on Xeno's terms than anyone else's. They were getting big 5-man pipes. We saw an Ice Blast and a Wrath of Nature hit and not do any damage at the Roshan fight a little bit earlier. But, you know, after the buyback, that really sealed the deal, I think. Here for Ban Earth, and now with an exposed Rax against a Nature's Prophet and a Morphling losing all your towers, it's going to be a long road back. Maybe only a road of which a Rapier Gyro could fend off, as there is going to be a call down, a big team fight in the middle lane. This is Ban Earth still. I mean, they can lose team fights because this is, again, a fight on Xeno's terms. Last Hit Magic might be able to TP out, will be able to TP out. There's still a couple left here, some stragglers. Relic is around there, as well as Stray Cat. He's got an illusion. Oh no, that's actually just napalm charges. So he will not be able to go away, but Relic is going to blink out. So it's 2 for 2 at the moment. Someone's still alive. It's going to be the Ancient Apparition trying to run away, but he will be brought down. As look at this, Nature's Prophet just in the bottom lane, pushing towers, being oh so annoying.
Relic, he's gone right back into Catherine, who should by all means fall here. No, he's actually going to go ahead and force Relic to back up, and is actually going to turn this around. Relic being a little bit overconfident here. He's actually going to fall, making that a 4 for 2. So they give away Relic. They give away Stray Cat. I mean, that was awful for them. And a great team fight taken by Xeno, showing why they're not out of this just yet. Call down being used somewhere on the map. It's going to be used for farming purposes, but a nice kind of sharp increase going the way of Xeno. They still haven't gotten an advantage in either front just yet, but getting close, showing why they're not out of the game just yet, and overall proving that they still have a really good team fight, as you said, on their turf. So, great game so far. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a strong team fight, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm not a believer right now, unfortunately.
You know, I have to say, really deep down, I'm not either, but I do say there's potential. There are throw potentials coming out from Ban Earth. The problem is that they still have a tier 2, outer tier 2s in all 3 lanes to lose. Roshan coming up in a minute plus either none to 3, so the cards are still all on the side of Ban Earth, but Xeno can still win this game. And it's going to be Gyrocopter opting for the Manta style. Not sure if I completely agree with that right now. I mean, he's kind of staying true to the DOTA2 report, but I think he bought it to disjoint the Ice Blast, and that it doesn't work that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he has a Manta style at all, to be honest.
Probably just likes to see replicas of himself. Got a big ego. I don't know. Whatever he got it for, it's definitely not going to have the same impact as a Rapier would. But Rapier is really greedy, or really risky, rather, right now. But at this point, I think it's a risk they kind of have to take.
Maybe just to split push some lanes? I'm not sure. I mean, it's still a good item. Gives move speed, attack speed, it's agility. He's agility, so that works out. But I don't know. He had the Yasha for a while, so maybe just deciding to turn it in. The cheaper fighting item he could buy right now, so maybe this is their last hurrah as they smoke up and look for another team fight.
It's also an Ultimate Orb, which is a nice little bit of stat. They've got a DD, so that's going to help a little bit, but they're going to find Relic, and he's got no escape from this.
He will go down pretty much without contest. Those are the Shivas, but there's no counter initiation besides the Ice Blast, and the pipe is up, so it's not really going to hurt him too much, but it's just last hit magic again, pushing out the bottom lane. Morph picks up an Ethereal Blade, so he starts going towards that shotgun build that I feel like I haven't seen in forever.
I've seen it a couple times in, I don't know if I've seen it in a pro match recently, but I've seen it a lot. Actually, you know what? I think it happened yesterday. I think I saw one. I don't know, but whatever. The power of it is great, and as we see it right there, Bane, he's got nothing. I mean, Morphling's got 235 agility right now. Translate that into ethereal damage, plus the extra damage from the adaptive strike. What are you going to do versus that? Roshan is up, and soon to be down again.
Stupid.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really don't. I want to say this game is banners. Xeno have some life in them, but it's looking very difficult.
Well, I mean, the third Rosh falls, and all the Roshans have gone towards Ban Earth on the Dire. Not that they used the first two to any great effect, but this one has the Aegis and the Cheese. And, you know, they've got even more items now. The Blade that can just one-shot supports. It does at least 1,000 damage, because, of course, that's what Kicks on the Bane has, and he just got two-shot by that, or one-shot by the combo, two-shot overall.
All right, so as we're rounding about the 40-minute mark, lanes are pushing in. I would like to inform everyone that immediately following this game, we will have a little bit of a nice giveaway for you guys, so stick around for that. This game is going to go on for a little bit longer. Could be 10 minutes, could be 5, could be 30. We don't know the potential that Xeno has to defend their base. But for right now, stick around as we will be giving away some nice, cool little things, specifically a nice mouse pad for you guys. So, yeah, keep in touch for that one. But, I mean, this game, going straight on back to it, 41 minutes. The lines have been drawn on the map. Xeno are going to look to expand this game even further by trying to get a pick off here. I don't know if they're going to be able to make stuff happen, though.
Doom's got a refresher. Morphling on the back lines just takes out the Gyrocopter immediately. I didn't even notice that one. Here comes the Blinken with the Shivas. They're going to cancel out the Nightmare. Nicely done, Stray Cat. Fenith actually staying alive for once this team fight. Stun out onto the Batrider. Here will go down. Doom has a refresher. Doesn't have enough mana to use Doom again. Now he does. Throws it out once more onto Clicks. And it's going to be Ban Earth just cleaning up here in this team fight, showing their dominance and cleaning up the familiar. Should be able to end the game off of that one, as Relic is going to continue to blink forward and trying to kill this Batrider, as Nature's Prophet will cancel out on that TP. Relic turning it around. Is overextended a little bit here towards the fountain, but he should still be just fine.
Well, if there are any believers out in the chat, out in the Twitch land, that's gone. As Gyro, the famous dieback, Visage probably won't be able to get off a kill. Maybe? No, yeah, he will, but meanwhile, it's Batrider. He's taken down. He will fall. Nothing left for him. Racks are going to fall. Shotgun. Aptly living up to its name. Bane.
I like Morphing's laugh.
No. So, I mean, I went through that whole spiel. 5, 10, 30. It's going to be a minute, 2 minutes before the GG happens. And, you know, we kind of all expected it, to be perfectly honest. But still, a good show by Xeno, getting 2-0'd, or 0-2'd, but at the same time showing great control, showing good good mid-game prowess, and overall, some signs of life.
Indeed. I mean, this is what happens when you pick those core heroes and stay even, if not slightly ahead for the entire game. I mean, you're going to win it late unless you make some terrible mistakes. It looks like they maybe made a couple, but it's alright. They take it 2-0 in the end, so that's ban Earthspirit, or no Earthspirit is the team name. Definitely strong contenders here in Season 4, and as Tom mentioned, we will go ahead and do a giveaway for the Zowie PRF mousepad, so make sure to stick around. There's 2-minute delay, so I'm going to let the stream shut down, restart it with no delay to make the giveaway a lot easier. So make sure to stick around for that. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella, Tom at TedCasts, and yeah. Anything else?
No, I think we just about covered it. Go ahead over to CEVO.com to catch up on all things CEVO. Of course, you just got our Twitter, so go ahead and follow that, as well as follow the channel. We pretty much covered everything, so stick around while we go ahead and switch to no delay.